Alright guys, I got a good one here for you. A lot of you guys that are beginners have trouble with winch outs, getting yourself stuck or tearing up their truck. This guy's stuck in the ditch with his tractor. His trailer's still up on the road. We got to pull him out backwards so he can go back down that road. The road's good, so what we're going to do is hook up to the rear end of his trailer right under here where his tandem slide back and forth, where the DOT bumper meets the frame of the trailer. That's going to be the good solid spot to hook up our chains to, and we're going to run it out to an apex back here and hook our winch line to it. We're going to drag him out. Be right back. Okay, we got our line stretched out to the customer's truck, and let me show you how I hook this chain up. This is an easy pull, so we're just going to use one chain, one single line. And I came in here to where the bumper meets the frame on these rails right here where the tandem slide back and forth. That's going to be pretty sturdy. Now, you know, if this thing was wrecked and smashed and in the ditch on its side, I wouldn't say pull this thing from here, but this is just a simple winch out. He's stuck in the mud, no big deal. So we're gonna put our chain around that frame right there. Make sure your chain is pulled into your hooks. So you see how these hooks are turned to where the chain is being pulled into the mouth of the hook on both sides. That's what we want. We don't want any reason for this to come off here while we're pulling it. We run that chain out to an apex, hook our hook in it. Like I said, this is a light pull, so we're just gonna run one line. You don't need to pull out all that extra line to run a snatch block. Don't do it. Know your wire rope ratings and your chain ratings, and use your best judgment to judge how much weight you're actually going to put on that rope. And if you don't need it, don't do it. It's extra work. We're going to put our outriggers down. I have my winch brake on since we're on a good solid road here, and we're going to run these outriggers down to where they just touch the ground. There's no need to shove them down in the ground and lift the tires off the ground and all that. That's not what they're for. This is just so when it starts pulling down on the ass into the truck, it doesn't squat our suspension. We want the tires to stay on the ground because your tires give you traction. Winch brakes don't work without traction. So we're going to start in high speed to get the slack out of our wire rope. Once we get him tight, we'll reduce it down to low. Turn that off, and now we're ready to pull. So we're gonna go give the driver some instructions, and then we'll come right back to it and I'll show you guys pulling the truck out. Okay, I gave the driver instructions. Always tell them to leave their trucks in neutral and release or set their brakes depending on how you need the truck to come out of there. Since he's kind of crooked in the middle of the road, I had him set his trailer brakes so that the brakes are locked on it. That way it's going to drag his trailer straight to my truck. His tractor brakes are released so that he can roll out of that mud. He's got his steering wheel turned all the way to the way that it's going to, like he's back in that trailer. You want him to, the goal is to back right up to your truck. That's what I always tell him. Just steer like you're steering to the back of my truck. And we're going to start pulling on him now. Let's see if it does what we want it to. It's already pulling the trailer over for us. Once we get that trailer straightened out, we can drag the truck. So once it's straight with our winch line, it'll start pulling it this way. And you see, I didn't put spades down or anything like that. I just used the winch brake. And if it starts pulling your truck back, boom up a little bit. Once your truck starts sitting still again, you can pull again. That's a little trick too. If it starts pulling your truck back, boom up until it sticks back to the ground. Just like this. And once you get them straightened out, we'll go up here and we'll tell the driver to release the brakes on the truck. That way we don't have as much resistance. And I'll come right back to this. If the tires come off the ground like they are now, don't be alarmed. It's not going to turn over. These things have to they have to lean way over before they start to turn over. If you got a little light in between the tires, no big deal. Obviously you want to stop and kind of think about what you're doing. Maybe you're doing something wrong that's causing that to happen, but in this case it's just because his truck's nose down in the ditch and we're pulling him back up out of the ditch, and he's loaded, and all that load is in the front of his trailer, so it makes the ass into the trailer real easy to lift. And see, he's still able to steer that front end kind of back the way he needs it to go, and the driver can help you do that. Sometimes you got to give them good directions, because a lot of times truck drivers are truck drivers. They're not the smartest, or else they'd be rocket scientists or something like that. They're driving an automatic truck that does everything for them. Pretty much all they got to do is sit there, so you can't expect them to be the smartest crayons in the woodshed, you know what I mean? But I'll update this in just a second. We're gonna go and give the driver some more directions and get this guy the rest of the way out. Well, another thing, when you need to get some more space between you, you've already pulled him up as far as you can to your truck, and you need to get more space so you can pull him further. So what you do is release your winch line, get the tension off of it, get some slack in it, and then release it so that it's on air free spool, and then raise your outriggers up and then pull up. Don't worry about unhooking it and then dragging more cable out. You're just working harder. You can just let the truck do all the work. So we're gonna pull up now. We're gonna pull him a little further. It's gonna drag that trailer straight back towards our truck, because that's the way the winch line is pointed, because his brakes are locked, so it can't roll the direction that it's pointed. And we've almost got him out now, a little bit further, and we can go ahead and release all of his brakes again and drag him the rest of the way out, make sure he's good to go. Sometimes when they get stuck in the mud like that, you need to check for things like, did he bust his radiator, did he bust his oil pan, did he knock off his leveling valve, anything like that. Just make sure he's good to go before you actually leave, because you may have to turn back around and come and tow him when he figures out that, oh no, his check engine light came on because oil pressure or something like that. So, and it's always good to take care of your customers. You want your customers to be happy with the job you did, whether it's a all the time customer or if it's a private call. You always want to provide your customers with the best service, the best experience they can. We don't want all of our customers, the truck driving industry, to think that we're out here to rob people and tear stuff up. We want to change that. We want people to like us, and we want people to know that we're here to help them. Yes, we charge money, but that's how everybody makes a living. But it looks like we got him out now, so we're gonna go check on him and make sure his truck's all good to go, and we'll come right back to it, guys. Okay, we successfully got him out of there. He's good to go. We've got all of our stuff rolled up. Now we're gonna make sure that he can get out of here without running back off into the ditch. You always want to stop, stay, and make sure that he gets out, because drivers sometimes will go right back in the ditch. So he was trying to turn around in the first place. Well, he can't do that now, so he's going to have to back all the way back down this road. We're going to help him make sure he doesn't back off into the ditch. I hope this helps you guys.